Welcome to Beer God Bros, where our beers are cold and our hearts are warm. So sit down, grab a beer, and join us while we talk about what's going on in the world today.
How's it going? Reply.
Yeah, tell us. How's it going, guys? It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about a few things today. Number one, why is Francis Ngannou, why is he out of the UFC? What's the point? Ayan, do you know what's happening with the situation?
What do I think about what? Ngannou situation?
Yeah, if that's how you say his last name, sure.
Yes. I don't really care about UFC that much.
Gasp. Gasp, I should. When another white man tells me he does not care about UFC.
I don't really care about it that much. But I do want those fighters to get paid more.
Yes.
That's all I know because...
So if you have been living under a rock or you are one of our viewers who do not watch UFC, the backstory to the situation is Francis
Ngannou, who's an elite fighter,
and he was the heavyweight champion, has been stripped of his title, and has left the UFC in search of more pay. So the reason was he was supposed to fight John Bones Jones, and he said, I want more money, and I want health care, and I want a person to
represent
the fighters
on the board of UFC, which is all very noble, and I do kind of believe him. I tend to believe athletes more than I believe private equity firms or high level, company executives.
Yeah, I feel like it's like that thing that you always say. Why would they lie, or what do they have to gain from lying? For the fighters in this case.
Yeah. And I do believe Muhammad Ali more than I believe U.S. government when he was banned and he had to fight in Africa. Not to say these guys are
in
perfect,
the same boat
are in the same boat, but I tend to believe in Ngannou more than Dana White, who just recently slapped his wife.
For sure.
For example, maybe
speaking of slapping your wife.
Hold on. No, we're not going to go there.
This beer can does not slap, in my opinion.
This can design is so colorful.
Yeah, I don't like it, though.
Yeah, it looks like the 2019, 2020 when, all the colorful sweaters were back.
Sure. Okay, so we're going to open this can. We'll get right back to the UFC discussion, but we're going to open up this. For today's beer of choice, it is Kensington, another Hazy Beer.
Yes.
I think it's Kensington Brewery? Kensington Brewing Co.
Yes.
So this is, again, Toronto beer. Shout out Toronto.
Pale ale.
Is it?
Yeah.
New England Pale Ale. So it says, look out of place. That's right, we're 100% on the Hazy Beer bandwagon. If you're a haze hater, traditionalist, or card-carrying member of the Fun Police, sound effects, put this can down and step away from the shelf. If you've got an open mind, love hops, and can't get enough of the juice, sounds like drugs, I think it's time we became friends. Also sounds like something a drug dealer would say to you.
Yes.
Now, can design, what are your thoughts on the can design?
I'm not a big fan of it.
I'll show it to you.
I hope the beer is good, though. Can design is secondary to the beer.
I agree.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I just feel like they could have represented the beer a little bit better. But what do I know? I'm not educated in this stuff. I'm not a graphic designer.
I think that this beer can looks like a 40-year-old took credit for a 6-year-old's drawing. Your 6-year-old comes, draws this, you put it on the fridge, and then sign your name on the bottom of it. And maybe sell it for a lot more on eBay. I don't know.
Hey, a lot of modern art. I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a art gallery down the street.
How often do you
2
go?
minutes. They sell print for $1,000.
What?
It's print. It's not even like a painting. It's print. You
Off
can
a
print.
computer, yeah.
maybe I don't understand. I might not be the most like tapped in person in the art world.
That is
like print. You can print forever, right? Like you can print like 100,000 copies.
What if they just?
It doesn't make it rare.
What if they just print it once and then they burn the printer that it was made on? Chill. Okay, we're good. So we'll go back to the UFC now. We'll go continue this conversation.
Phil really likes UFC.
I love it, and I've been keeping up to date with all this whole scandal. I don't think scandal's the right word, but situation, I guess.
Yeah.
And basically, he just wanted more fighters' rights, and they offered him a huge paycheck in terms of UFC. So I think they offered him like $9 million on a 3-fight contract,
which
is huge for UFC.
But like when you compare it to boxing, for example, elite boxers, somebody with Francis's fan base or following, where obviously like when we talk about fighters, like only 5% of them make real money. The rest of them still got day jobs, probably, right? Like and Francis is definitely in that top 5. He will make much more money. If you're gonna get hit in the face for a living, you might as well get the most money that you can.
But the other thing is the problem when you say like elite fighters with this whole YouTube boxing thing that's going on now. That was another like slap in the face for real fighters as well.
That's true. Why would you get only $250K? I don't know what a regular undercard fighter at UFC gets paid.
Less than that, but
yeah. Like why would you go through all that punching in the face for that amount of money? And, you know, when Jake Paul... So I understand Jake Paul brings a lot of eyes. It's not how good you fight, it's how much you can...
The good thing that he did was for fighters to try and increase their pay. And Ngannou, Francis, said, like, he kind of hopped on that and was like, this guy's right.
Yeah.
Like,
As annoying as Jake Paul
100%.
is, and I don't like Paul brothers at all.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater, but I feel like they're... I don't know. I feel like they're scammers. But.
Yeah. So the whole thing with this situation that was really interesting was he was saying that his camp deducted his winning costs. So he'd prepare for a fight for like a year, 8 months. I don't know, something roughly around that. His training camp, his meals, and like the cost of the chef. And everything.
Somebody has to train you. You got to pay the coach, whatever.
All those expenses. He'd fight for someone for a championship title or a defense of the championship, and at the end of it all, in 8 months, he'd make like 20 grand after paying out all these people, and then like I think his agent and everything else, right?
That's
20
crazy.
grand to defend your title and or win a title.
That's crazy.
So after all that, he's like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? And then when he's like looking at YouTube celebrity boxing making this crazy amount of money, normal boxing making even crazier amount of money. Like they're doing way harder stuff than normal boxing, I'd argue.
I don't know. Normal boxing, you get punched in the head a lot. With UFC, you got low kicks, you got kicks in the like punches in the face is much more.
I think
often in boxing.
The weirdest thing is like boxing people will get injured more because they do that 10 count, and then if you stand up, like they'll keep the fight going. In UFC, it's like if you get knocked down really hard, usually the referee just stops it, or they like a ground and pound ensues, and then the ref just stops it, and the fight's done. They're not going for 12 rounds of 3-minute rounds of getting punched in the face, and then you get up at 9, and then you get punched in the face, and then you get up at 9 again, and then you get punched in the face, and you get 9 a third time, and then they're like, okay, now we'll stop the fight. Like that's why these people end up like Muhammad Ali now.
Muhammad Ali had a very... Okay, let's drink the beer. Muhammad Ali had a very poor defense, I would say, once he realized that he could get punched and continue.
Sure.
Like, initially, he had good movement, I think. From what I've seen, I'm not an expert. From what I've seen, he would dodge the punches, but then I think he realized that he could get punched, and then he got a strong chin. So he just like became, okay, punch me. Like he stopped caring about being
There's a few
punched
people
me.
like that. that end up doing that stuff.
Okay, what's
sure.
your first impressions on the beer? Still got foam all around.
Yeah, it takes you forever to pour and drink. I give it like a 6. Can design, I give it a 2.
Wow.
Look, it looks good. It looks like a pale ale, for sure. Tastes like a pale ale, yes. Not the biggest fan of the taste. You know, I'm just not great on it. I see myself drinking like 2 of these things, maybe.
Okay. I mean, I give can design a 5. It's
2
not
of them
that
in
bad.
a night. Like, I wouldn't drink them back to back. I would put a buffer beer in the middle of these.
Okay. I give the can design a 5. If this was 2019 or 20, probably I would give this like a 8. It's just earth tones are more of a thing now.
Sure, fair. Okay.
You know,
But
muted
drink
tones.
it. What do you think of the taste of it?
Oh, like I'm not a big fan of hazy beer, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a fan of hazy beer.
Yeah.
So I give this like a
Okay.
3. But if you like hazy beer, this might be for you. You know, if you like pale ale, put
Bleep that.
like
Unless this is
birds
Rumble.
chirping for that. So yeah, this is not that. Like you might like it if you like hazy beer.
Yeah.
If you might like it if you like pale ale. Not my speed. I don't know why Phil made us pick it up, but
I feel like we needed some sort of variety on the show.
Pale ales need to be represented more on the show. Just because both of us don't like it doesn't mean that we can't review
I mean,
it.
yeah, we got.
But I feel like our opinion will be very biased because we generally can't withstand the bitterness.
I mean, hey, try it yourself.
Yeah.
Don't take our word as bond.
Yeah.
Or however that saying is.
Word
Try
is
yourself. Bond. Yeah, like tell us what you think. Let us know in the comments what you think. Now he's slated, this is all hearsay, to fight Tyson Fury. Maybe by the time that this comes out, it might be true. He's slated to fight Tyson Fury.
I hope
Tyson Fury is retired, so this might be just some exhibition match. But if that is the case, this guy is going to make more money in an exhibition match than he's ever made in a fight in the UFC.
Yeah, I hope he does. I hope this is I don't pray for the downfall of UFC or Dana White.
No.
I think it's a very entertaining program. I hope it keeps growing for the sake of the fighter pay.
He brought up a really good point of discussion, right? The fighters are not getting paid much.
It's been a topic of discussion for forever, though.
And he's taking a stand.
Yeah, and I like that. It's like, you know, I'll never compare any other athlete to Muhammad Ali, but like, you know, taking a stand and sacrificing $9 million.
But this guy, man, if I was in the ring with Francis with a loaded gun, I would still lose. Like, he is so terrifying. I can't imagine what these fight. Like, I feel like they have a super macho mindset. If you like look at this guy, and he's a monster. So if I was in the ring with him with a gun, I would still lose for sure. I feel like the bullets would bounce off his body. He's insane. Don't test that theory though, because I don't want to get him in trouble. But he's crazy, man. And they say he punches like a Ford F-150. That's his punching power. Like they measured it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Crazy explosive power.
Yeah.
Amazing explosive power. And yeah, I mean UFC will be okay though. Like I think UFC will have more fighters. A lot of people need they need that fame, so they'll go through the UFC route. Even though the pay isn't that crazy after you pay out all your people.
Yeah. What was the thing you were telling me? You said so the reason the boxing gets more money than UFC.
Oh, so like with UFC markets your fight even though you can't speak English. Like in North America, you have to speak English to market a fight, right? A lot of shit talking, a lot of trash talking.
Yeah.
In boxing, it's on you. You market that through your trash talking. Mike Tyson, Hall of Fame trash talker. Floyd Mayweather, Hall of Fame trash talker. Muhammad Ali, for his time, Hall of Fame trash talker.
It's kind of PG, but good trash talk.
Yeah, like it's like for his time. Like it's not as crazy as Mike.
Oh no.
But you have to be able to bring some eyes to it.
Yeah.
UFC brings those eyes for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything but fight. But UFC got to pay all those people, you know, that shoot your backstory, that, you know, spend time with you, like
That's
maybe
true.
translate, market
They go to
the
your
fight.
camp,
Yeah,
see how you fight.
like
or
they
train.
got all that head count to pay for, and so it's not as simple as boxing. You know,
Yeah.
I would say like maybe boxing, like if you're talking about like pay distribution, lower classes, lower levels of boxing versus lower levels of UFC. I would feel like lower levels of UFC will get paid more than lower levels of boxing.
I don't think so because there's
Because
one guy.
you know you have to market your fight in boxing.
one
If
guy
you're
said-
if you're trash in both, and you got a whole marketing team here, then the lower level UFC will be paid more. It's gonna get-
One of the new guys in UFC said he made $150 in 15 minutes because it's three 5-minute rounds, right?
Yeah, but you gotta pay your dudes though.
Yeah.
Like you gotta pay your coach. You gotta pay
so
for
he made
the gym.
$150 in those 15 minutes, and then I think you have to pay all those guys after that.
Like you got 3 dudes walking to the ring with you. Like
I mean, that's still. I don't want to say it's better because like people will get that much for 8 hours of work here in Canada. So
yeah, but you get punched in the head
but
for
you
a
get
living.
punched in the head for 15 minutes.
You
or
get
whatever.
like, what do you do for a living? I get punched in the head for a living. Like there's,
I think that's only the bad fighters though.
yeah, but like
Because the good fighters probably don't get punched
you
in the
still
head.
get punched in the head. It's a you punch and you get punched in the head for a living. Like that's the reality of the situation.
If you get punched in the head, you're probably a bad fighter.
Muhammad Ali used to get
Arguably.
punched in the head.
Arguably.
Anyways, I hope the fighters get paid more.
Yeah.
Because you don't go into fight sports unless you're very desperate in life, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think that this beer is something I would drink while watching a fight night. And
This will make a last song. I don't know. We didn't talk about the beer at all because
we gave it. I gave what I needed to say about it.
yeah.
Like I said, it's an 8.
The
or
bright
whatever.
side about this beer for me is that since it is so hazy and not my taste at all, I'll be able to control how much I drink.
Sure. Fair.
Because by the time I'm on the second can,
Yeah.
I feel like I'll be, it'll be 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's how slow I drink.
That's
because
fair.
this is
It's
difficult.
tough. It's a little tough to get through.
But hey, if you like it, you like it. You'll like it better than us if pale ales are your thing, like I said. Not to belabor the point, but
Yeah.
okay,
Let us know what you guys think about it. If you try it, if you like the hazy ales, follow us on social media and all those areas, and hit up our store at beergodbroshop.com to find the best sports and beer related merch that you can find on the internet. Period.
with a T.
With the T.
Period.
Cheers. Peace out.
Cheers. Peace out.